Good morning, everyone. I am Dr. Bhupendra Saha, Assistant Professor of Department of Internal Medicine at BP Koirala Institute of Health Sciences, Dharan, Nepal. Today we'll discuss about iron deficiency anemia. This presentation is for 6th semester MBBS student. So objectives of today's presentation are: we'll discuss about the epidemiology and pathophysiology of iron deficiency anemia. We'll also discuss about the clinical feature, diagnosis, and the management of the iron deficiency anemia in this presentation. Iron deficiency anemia. It is the commonest cause of anemia worldwide. Data from the America shows there are near about 1 billion people who are suffering from iron deficiency anemia worldwide. So it's a quite common disease. That's why as an MBBS student you should know about these conditions. Before going to the clinical feature, diagnosis, and the treatment of the iron deficiency anemia, we should know the pathophysiology of these conditions. So when you take the food, we take the iron in two conditions. One in the heme iron condition that you usually get in a meat product, and another in the non-heme iron. Okay, non-heme iron, that is the iron present in the food, is in the ferric form, Fe3 plus form, ferric form. That should be reduced to the ferrous form in the intestinal lumen, and that is done by the acid present in the gastric cavity. This ferrous iron is observed through this channel called divalent cationic channel, and this ferrous form goes to the inside the mucosa of the duodenum. Later on, this ferrous form will be converted to the ferric form and transported into the portal circulation, in the general circulation, through the protein named transferrin. So transferrin is the carrier protein that transport the ferric iron to the target tissues. And this ferric form is used in different functions and stored as a ferritin. Okay, this ferritin, which is in the duodenal mucosa, is excreted in the stool by the shedding of the duodenal mucosa. So you have to know some important points here. So what is the form of iron that is present in the food? It's the ferric form. What is the form of the iron that get observed through this divalent cationic channel in the duodenum? That is ferrous form. So what convert ferric to ferrous is the HCl present in the gastric cavity. So if you take the alkaline diet, then this iron absorption get impaired. If you take the acid along with the food, like citric acid, then it enhances the absorption of the iron. One. Second important point is, the only way to excrete the excessive iron in our body, especially in the male, is by shedding the duodenal mucosal cells. In female, the excessive iron get excreted by the menstrual blood. So the shedding of the epithelial cell cause the excretion of the iron in the stool. And what is the carrier protein for the iron? Is the transferrin. And what is the storage from the iron is the ferritin. That we have to know. So what are the dietary source by which we can get the iron? So as I have already discussed, the heme iron we can easily get in a meat product, in a poultry, in a fish, and in the grains where the like some insect get killed. And the non-heme iron is present in the food source, in a food source like beans, peas, lentils, dal bhन्छ नि, and the whole grains and green leafy vegetables contain the non-heme irons. So if you have to recommend someone to take the iron diet, then you have to recommend them to take the meat product. If they are vegetarian, then you can recommend them to take the lentils, peas, beans, and green leafy vegetables. Okay. So what decreases the iron absorption? There are something in our food that can decrease the iron absorption. Like if you take the food along with tannins or calcium or phytates, then these are the substances which can decrease the iron absorptions. So if you take the iron tablet along with the tea, coffee, or milk product or rice, then definitely the iron absorption will be impaired. Now, what are the cause of iron deficiency anemia? To understand the iron deficiency anemia, the three main causes are, there are conditions called increased demand, where people take normally but there is increase in demand, like in case of infancy and adolescent. In a pregnancy, and if someone is an erythropoietin therapy, they need more irons, and if you can't supply the iron, then they can be iron deficient. That's why we supply the iron tablet to the pregnant lady. That's why we give the iron tablet to the patient who is taking erythropoietin therapy, especially in a CKD patient. Second mechanism of iron deficiency is a increased iron loss. So one of the cause of increased iron loss is the chronic blood loss by the GI bleed or hookworm infestation. And in case of female, it's some menstrual disorder. Menstrual disorder, like if someone has a menorrhagia, then they can develop the iron deficiency anemia. And so there are some conditions where there is a decreased intake of the iron, like if someone has inadequate diet, if someone is vegetarian, they are more prone to have the iron deficiency anemia. If someone has the malabsorption syndrome, and if someone has undergone the gastrectomy or bariatric surgery, they are more prone to have the iron deficiency anemia. So to understand the iron deficiency anemia, you have to think increased demand, like in pregnancy, increased iron loss, that means increased GI loss, and decreased intake, that means in the malabsorption syndrome. Okay. So what are the clinical features of an iron deficiency anemia? As in other anemia, you can get fatigue and weakness. Thakai lagni bhन्छ हैन, fatigue and weakness. You can have fatiguity, you can have weakness, you can have exercise intolerance. If you do the exercise, then you will get tired. If you do the exercise, then you can have shortness of breath. And if anemia is severe, then you can have dizziness. Okay, you can have dizziness, you can have irritability, and sometimes because of anemia, you can have chest pain. That's what we call the angina pectoris. Okay, you can have the external chest pain. Okay. So what are the clinical features that we are supposed to see? One is koilonychia. Okay, there is spooning of the nails. You have to see in a patient with iron deficiency anemia. But in my experience, only in a patient with severe iron deficiency anemia, you are going to see this finding. And there is a loss of the atrophy of the tongue mucosa. And you can also note the pallor in a patient with iron deficiency anemia. In this, there is a pallor. This is a normal palm. This is the pallor. There is pallor present. So these are the signs that you are supposed to see when you are looking at the case in the clinic. So what happens to the RBC indices? So one finding is there is decrease in hemoglobin level. And if you do the MCV, MCHC, and MCH, all will be decreased. So there is microcytic type of hypochromia. And in the peripheral smear, you will see the microcytic hypochromic anisopoikilocytosis. This is the peripheral smear of a patient with iron deficiency anemia. So in this picture, you can see there is increase in the central pallor. So there is a microcytic, hypochromic type of anemia here. Okay, they're hypochromic, and even the RBC size is lesser than that of the lymphocyte nucleus. You have to compare with the lymphocyte nucleus. So RBC size is like smaller. So that's why there is a microcyte. There is hypochromia and the microcytes. And in the second picture, you can see different shape and size of the RBC. This is called the anisopoikilocytosis. Okay. So what are the laboratory finding we are going to get? The laboratory finding we are going to get is that, first of all, we have to know what is the normal serum iron. It's 50 to 150 microgram per deciliter is the normal serum iron. Normal transferrin saturation percentage is 25 to 50%, and normal total iron binding capacity is 300 to 360. So in a patient with iron deficiency anemia, so what you will get? There will decrease in serum iron level, one, okay, there is decrease in serum iron level, there is decrease in transferrin saturation percentage, and there is increase in TIVC level. There is increase because there is increase in transferrin receptors, so there is increase in TIVC level, and serum ferritin will be low in a patient with iron deficiency anemia. So we can also do the bone marrow, but it is not a usual common practice that we do. But if you do the bone marrow, then even in the bone marrow, we can see the level of the iron in the bone marrow. We can check the stores, and in a patient with iron deficiency anemia, definitely iron stores or heme stores will be low. So how you diagnose? So as I have already discussed, the serum ferritin level will be low, that is less than 50 nanogram per ml. Serum ferritin transferrin saturation will be also low, and if anemia that resolves with iron administration is also the iron deficiency anemia, and if you can't get any stable iron in the bone marrow, that also suggests the iron deficiency anemia. Okay, so the treatment, there are three approaches of the treatment. One is red cell transfusion, sometimes we have to transfuse the blood, and second one is oral iron therapy, and third one is parenteral iron therapy. But most of the time we manage iron deficiency anemia with the iron supplementation. Okay, so oral iron therapy, what is the dose? We give around 100 to 200 mg of elemental iron per day, usually 3 to 4 tablets per day, and our goal is to correct the anemia. We will monitor the hemoglobin level and provide the store of at least 0.5 to 1 gram of the iron. That's why we require the treatment of the iron deficiency anemia for 6 to 12 months after the correction of the anemia. So let's suppose hemoglobin level is 9, you'll supplement the iron tablet, like tablet, iron tablet, TDS. Then we will see the hemoglobin level. Once the hemoglobin reaches the normal level, that is 12 in case of female and 13 in case of male, then we will give the 6 to 8 month extra duration for the storage. Okay, that's why you have to manage the iron deficiency for a long time. Regarding the parenteral anemia, as a clinician, sometimes it's very difficult. Some patient do not tolerate the oral iron, and someone do not improve with the oral iron therapy. Someone has the GI bleed or heart failure or CKDs. Then the parenteral iron therapy is often desirable in such situation. So in the parenteral iron therapy, we usually give iron dextran and iron sucrose. Most of the time, we use iron sucrose in our ward. So how we are supposed to give? So if you have to calculate the iron deficit, but before giving the iron sucrose or iron dextran, we have to give the test dose that you should know. So 25% we give the test dose, and if there is nothing bad happen, then we can continue the other dose in the subsequent 15 minutes. So how we can calculate the iron deficit? So we have to multiply the body weight by 2.3 into difference of patient hemoglobin from normal hemoglobin plus 500 to 1000 mg for stores. By this way, we can calculate the iron deficit, and that deficit should be given by the IV iron. Okay. So what is the response to the iron therapy? So most of our patients improve within 2 to 3 days of the iron therapy. We see the reticulocytosis by 7 to 10 days, and there is a rise of hemoglobin by 1 to 2 weeks. And hemoglobin usually normalized by 6 to 8 weeks, that near about 2 months. So there will be the normalization of the hemoglobin. So if you treat the iron deficiency anemia properly, and if you prevent the ongoing loss of the iron. Yes. So thank you for your kind attention. So iron deficiency anemia is the one of the common conditions, the common type of the anemia worldwide. And iron usually get observed through the duodenum in the ferrous form, that you should know. The common clinical features are fatiguity, tiredness, palpitation, external shortness of breath. In the peripheral smell, we will see the microcytic hypochromic type of anemia. There is anisocytosis, there is poikilocytosis. Iron indices will be low, serum iron will be low, ferritin will be low, saturation will be low, but TIVC will be high. We manage iron deficiency anemia with iron tablets. If they are intolerant, if they are refractory to the iron tablets, then we give IV irons. Thank you. Thank you so much for your kind attention. If you have any queries and comments, then you can ask me in the comment section.